we have some very young and budding leaders. Some of them would even be surprised as to why they are getting the benches. Okay, these little kids that we see sitting here. And of course, it's a very, very proud moment for not only them, but to all the parents who are here. Two days ago, we were at Amaka Public in Nandi. And for the first time, the number of parents that turned up to see the investiture ceremony for the children was remarkable. And today, in this room again, I see the same trend. And that is the way forward. That is the way forward. Parental responsibility and parental engagement for your children. Leadership can be taught at home. And that's what I believe in. What parents teach their children within their homes plays a very, very important role as children grow up. But what we're seeing now, I personally feel that many a times we believe that schools probably are the best institutions to start teaching values and discipline. Values and discipline and the rest of the stuff, if parents teach it to the children, when the child comes to a school, he comes well prepared for the formal bit of education. So we formal education and non-formal education. So we urge parents to pay more attention when your child is growing up. You know, I can understand you have to juggle between responsibilities. Most of you have taken leave from your work, and that's commendable. And we see that many young parents these days, mostly because of work commitments, we leave our children in the care of our nannies or grandparents. Actually, that is also very important. The role that grandparents play within your homes and your community is also very important. So I would just like to plead with all the parents to not let the teaching responsibilities, whether it's values, or whether it's formal education, solely to the teachers. It's a partnership. So we will work together. But again, coming back to the teachers of the primary school, I know you have a very hard task ahead. Children are very different. Again, if you go back to when we were children, how we grew up, the difficulties, the challenges that we faced, sort of the whole environment now has changed. Children nowadays have more rights. They have more privilege than we had. And it's important, actually very important, that we start teaching our children responsibility from a very young age, allowing them to do household chores, a little bit of help here and there. And of course, the disciplining of your child starts at home. You may hear, we always say that corporal punishment is not the way forward. But if you sit back and think about the corporal punishment we received in school, some people argue that we are like this today because we got it from our parents and we got it from the school, etc. But please understand, we are living in a very different time frame where there are very strict laws about physical assault and domestic violence and corporal punishment. So again, I would state very clearly here that children are supposed to be nurtured, guided, mentored, and loved and cared for. So any incidences of corporal punishment within schools, we expect it to be reported to us. And please avoid abuse within your own homes, so that your child can grow up learning that it's wrong to be abusive. So that's the whole environment. Coming back to schools, to the teachers, like I've said, the roles are very different. Technology now plays a very important role. Some parents, we are aware that the gadget that we call phone, that we can't live without that. Everything, everybody seems to have that. I mean, you and I included. Please make sure you monitor and control the usage of that within your homes. And that's why we don't allow phones in schools. Sometimes you may argue, oh, I need to protect my parents. So liaise with the head of school. I'm sure you have a very good head of school and a good set of teachers whom you have entrusted your children, and we will ensure that your children are at all times protected in school. You may have noticed, if you have been reading certain things in media coming, the need for us to protect children. It's a hot topic for a couple of days. We want adults to behave in a responsible manner. Online bullying, cyber bullying, all these things, we don't tolerate. And every child in the country should be protected from any form of online abuse in school, bullying in school, all those things. Because research has shown the impact abuse has on children when they grow up. Okay? So these are simple things that I would like to draw the attention of the parents. It is in the best interest of us that as a government we will continue with our priority for education, continue with free education for your children, but at the end of the day there are certain responsibilities that you have, providing them with stationery, guidance, food, etc. When the country goes through a pandemic, through a natural disaster phase, a lot of burden, extra burden is placed on communities. So today I would like to tell you that yes, COVID has impacted families, COVID has led to job losses and reduced hours, but please feel free, we are here to support your children in school. Should you need assistance regarding your child, contact your head of school who will then advise us. We have a lot of generous people out there, corporate bodies, NGOs, overseas donors that want to help so that your child comes to school. Your responsibility would be to ensure that your child reaches school on time. While we are talking about time, it has also come to our attention, the punctuality. Some students arrive quite late, and the reason given is, well, breakfast was not ready, I missed the bus. These are understandable reasons, but don't make it a chronic reason. Your child should be your priority. He or she should reach the school gates before 8 o'clock. And now we are trying to strengthen their movement within school hours. So if your child is sick, we will take responsibility of taking your child for medical attention, but we will not release him or her from school unless you or the authorized guardian comes and picks up. We are working with the police department as well because we see a lot of children loitering around in towns. So we want to put a stop to that. Okay? So those are some of the things that we are doing from our side, and that is to protect your child. In all cases, it's protection and welfare of your child. So the teachers here, please make sure you are in touch with the parents. Keep advising them about what's happening, discipline issues, etc. Again, something that came up last week, the way we deal with discipline in school and at home. We had a very tragic case that was brought to our attention last week, and we are working with the school heads, we are working with the parents, so that there is no blame game. Or he said something and my kid did, or the parent said something and the kid did that. But parents, at the end of the day, the respect you have for the teachers in the school, please maintain that. If you have issues, bring it to our attention, take it to the head of school and say, okay, I'm not happy with the way this case was dealt with. I know a lot of you vent your frustrations on social media, okay? Well, that's your right. That's your right, but solution will come from us, okay? Solution will come from us. When you publicly engage an issue regarding your child or anybody else's child on a public forum, that's not right. And I will draw your attention to what I'm actually saying. Recently we had a post of a head boy of a school who was basically vilified online. So as a ministry, we are saying you can't do that. But those children in uniform, out of uniform, still come under us. Okay? So if you come across people who are trying to encourage bullying online, rise up, condemn them. That's what we are saying. It could be your child tomorrow, it could be my child tomorrow. Imagine the picture of your child put up somewhere and hundreds of people who don't even know you, don't even know the fact, go ahead and vilify that child. Okay, we adults can take it. Imagine if that kid ended up doing something. Children, I said, are very sensitive. So as adults, I ask you to please condemn these acts where our children get abused and bullied and vilified online. That's the least that we can do as an educated society. Now, coming back to the little ones. I know you are ready to get your badges, yes? Yes? Yes. And we are equally happy with you. I am equally happy, your parents are very happy. So I'd like to say congratulations. Remember, being a leader is not easy, right? It's not easy because now you have to help your teachers look after the other students that you have. At the same time, you have to do your own studies and personal growth. So teachers and parents, please help them, guide them with these new roles, support them, talk to them, and see what challenges they have. Help them balance their life, their health, their physical activity, their studies, their homework, and of course the leadership role in school. Should any of them decide they are not ready for it, please support them if they want to back off. Don't pressure them into that. I know wherever you work for, you are leaders in your own organizations. At homes, you are leaders. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You have to sacrifice one to meet the other. If you are a working mom, then you have to make a sacrifice to look after your family, then your expectations at work and everything else. So, the only expectation we have from our young student leaders is they will do things right. Tell them, this is the right thing to do. You may not be very popular. They may not be very popular if they go report somebody. But leadership is never about being popular. Remember that. You do the right thing. Leadership is about service. Okay, some of them may not understand what I'm trying to say. But leadership is always about service. Right? So that's what we're going to teach this year. Don't be hard on them, teachers and head teacher. Right? Just because you've given them the badge, just because you've chosen them to be your eyes and ears, talk to them, guide them, give them whatever expectations you have. But always monitor them. To the head prefects, who are the head prefects? Head boy, head girl? Great. You have a greater responsibility. Your team is this one. Okay? So the head teacher has a team and you too have a team. Work with your team. And see when you leave your institution, who have you developed as the next leader? Get that. Be good. Be a good role model. Okay? Your teachers can be your role models. Choose a person that you admire as a leader. Right? Learn and follow their footsteps. And I'm sure in the next 10 years, one of you will be standing here giving an address to the next generation of student leaders. Okay? To all the young ones, like they're sitting right in front here. See, look at the faces, it's all blank. Eh? Poor kids, what is happening to them? So don't put them under pressure, they're still growing. But I leave you with this. Teach the young leaders today the value of being united. That's what we need to teach them. Fiji is a country where we are various multicultural groups of people. We are all different. We are all different. We look different. We eat different. We value things differently. We pray differently. But at the end of the day, teach whatever seed you put into the minds of these young people, they'll grow with that. Never teach them hatred for anybody else. Always teach them love and tolerance for somebody who may not be like them. And believe me, in the next, like I said, 10, 15 years, we will have this generation of people that will take our country forward. You and I will go. We don't know where we are going to go. But we will still need good leaders, good citizens in the form of these young people that we are now educating to lead the country forward for as long as we go. Right? So thank you very much. I know they're really interested to get their badges, and my apologies for not going up there. But if you want me to bet your children there, I'll try to climb up. But thank you for being here. I know your workers will be there to expect you to back and work. To all the grandparents who stand out, please don't think you don't have a role in building society. You probably are the best teachers of values, values of faith, discipline, because your experience can never be compromised. You've gone through life. Okay? We are still learning. We are still learning. So respect for the elders, respect for parents, respect for teachers should be the underlying basis for developing leadership for our nation. So with these words, thank you and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the boys, kindergarten prefect, he is none other than Ryan Singer. We are prefects of Deenbandhoo, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome Akbar. Let's welcome the FP head boy, Ratu. ceremony which has been conducted by the parents, the Honorable Minister, and silence because the oath that and respect the head teacher, teacher